Isaac Mwesigwa is a Ugandan Munyoro, sports administrator, currently CEO of Express FC, but an IT graduate. I have a master's in IT. I'm a certified PMP project management professional and sports lover. Well, the major roles as a club CEO is to run the operations of the club, to implement the strategic objectives of a football club, and of course to enhance the brand of a big club like Express FC. Well, as a CEO, the day-to-day operations are quite a number. Sometimes there are events that come that you have not planned for. However, there are those routine supervisory work I do. I oversee a secretariat from communications to administration. We also oversee the technical bit of things to make sure that training sessions are held, make sure that processes and procedures are followed, to make sure that the brand, the Express brand, is held high and maintained. And of course, I hold meetings, sponsorship meetings, stakeholder meetings, to make sure that we run the club the right way. About 10 years ago, I started as a football manager. I used to manage kids. I'll get kids from less privileged families. I look after them, take them to school, get them housing, and get them basic needs, including housing, clothing, and of course education, until they were of age to play football in our leagues here, from big league to the Premier League, and that's why that's when I got into football big time. I've worked with interesting kids like Alan Okello. Most of you know Alan Okello, you know Mustafa Chiza, you know Peter Magambo, you know Herbert Achai. The list is big. But I should have played football before, but my parents thought that I was better off in school. So I thought, instead of if I don't play football, let me do something. Let me add value to the game I love most. And then I got into management, from player management now to club management. Of course, the big breakthrough was the transfer of Alan Okello to Parado. But before that, the big breakthrough was Alan Okello scoring a hat-trick against Wandu Paraka on his debut while playing at KCCA. For me, I felt that we had made it as people who are looking after this kid, and him transferring to a professional club in Algeria, for me, was a project well executed. Well, Express performed very well. First of all, I would like to thank all the stakeholders that were involved, from the sponsors to the board, headed by the chairman, Chirowa Chiwanuka. There are very many aspects as to why Express performed very well. One of them, and for me, the main one, being teamwork. We worked as a team. From the kitsman to the chairman, we were a team. The team in terms of communication, in terms of supporting each other, off the pitch, and honesty. Everybody was honest in whatever they were doing. Our social media team, the football the players themselves, the coaches, my administration, my team in the secretariat, and everyone was honest in whatever they were doing, and we worked as a team. I think for me that was what made us winners, as Uganda Premier League winners and Sekafa winners. I wouldn't say really what went wrong, but a number of things happened. One of them, we lost our headline sponsor, Betway. That had an effect, really a big effect on our resources. Our players are also human. We played too much football last season. From the Premier League, went to Sekafa, then we came back to the league, we went to the Champions League. There was a bit of fatigue, I would say. And then, of course, we also humans, getting off the pitch, we're also human. We noticed that there were a bit of divergent views between the administration and the technical team. Then we opted to make a change, and then the transition from the previous coach to the new coach, changing the philosophy of play, has also an effect on the way the team will play. But also, you need to know that in the sporting world, it's not as easy to keep up the level. Last season we lost only 3 games, conceded 17 goals. That was serious. That was a very big milestone. We went to Sekafa, we conceded 3 times, lost none. It's a feat that is not easy to replicate. But this season, we're trying to strategize, make sure that we have a long-term sporting project that will make us stay at the top, perform very well. And as you can see, if people have been watching our games lately, Express is living to the building of square pass. We are playing football, and for me, that's what I think that going forward, we believe that Express will do very well. By playing very well, we'll attract more fans who will bring in more revenue, will attract more sponsors, and the club will become self-sustaining. The challenging moment, wow, there've been a number. One of the challenging moments were changing the technical team. It was really challenging. These are people we had worked with for a while, that had won trophies for us. But here we were, objectives were different. The club wanted to take this direction, the coach wanted to take a different direction. It was a bit of a challenge on the ground, but professionally we needed to do that. It was challenging personally. Another big challenge, I wouldn't call it a challenge, is curbing our fans. Our fans are really demanding. They don't want to lose. They believe that we need to win all the games. Every other day, every match day. So the challenge as administrators we have is that we need to sensitize our fans and other stakeholders to know that it's just a sport. It's a sport and entertainment. There's always be a winner and a loser. So on a day if we've not done, maybe we're not prepared as better than the opponent and we lose the game, they need to accept that is the result we've gotten. So it's also a challenge, but which we've tried to mitigate. My relationship as an individual is very good. I talk to almost every club CEO, club boss. Not because we hang out together, but I'm sure they see what my club is doing as the administration. And if they're football people, they'll appreciate the little things we have done. And that makes us friends. They'll like us. We are friends, or we are close because we share ideas because we have one objective: to make our game better. I would also like to thank the Vipers president for accepting that we were deservedly winners. Yes, we won at his home. We won at Chitende 1-0, and everybody could see that we had a better team. But besides that, it is key to have good relationships with the people you work with. The football bubble is not as big, and we believe that if you have a good relationship with your other colleagues, I don't want to call them competitors, but your other colleagues in the game, it helps you a lot. Because tomorrow a player will be at Vipers and I may need that player. And if I have that good relationship, it becomes easy for us to negotiate the transfer. Express fans should hope for good football. For me, that is my main objective. They should hope for a strong team. They should hope for better results compared to this season. And ultimately, they should hope for a trophy. Yes. I wouldn't want to believe that, to believe the fact that, to believe that perception that the historical clubs only have the older generation of fans. It could be true, but the onus is on us as clubs, as club administrators, to make sure that we get out there. We show the good things these historical clubs have done so that we can attract the younger generation. We have tried that. I'll give an example. When I joined Express, we had a following of 19,000 on Twitter, for example. As we speak today, we are 37.8 thousand. Now, the people who follow us, these are organic fans. The people who follow us, 90% are not the old generation. These are what we call the .com people. We need to quantify that, but I believe that it's our work as administrators for the traditional clubs to make sure that we get these younger fans. This can be done through going through institutions, educational institutions, universities, secondary schools. For example, most of these traditional clubs have, including ourselves, we have instituted a policy whereby school-going kids in uniform and an ID, they watch our games for free. Most of these clubs have partnered with schools. That's where we actually get most of our talent, so that these kids grow supporting these clubs. So if the perception is true, I hope not, we have mitigating plans to make sure that the perception is broken and we have the young generation coming through. Everybody, let us take sport seriously. Let us look at sport as a business. Let us look at sport as a way of life. At the same time, let us look at sport not as an alternative to education. These two have to go hand in hand, because sport, you will not play football for forever, or you not play basketball or any other sport for forever. You reach a point and you retire, but you need to have a fallback position. That is education. So and I myself, I advocate for an educated athlete. That is the only way you can maneuver life after sport. Message to Express fans: thank you for supporting Express. Thank you for supporting our team, the Red Eagles, and we hope for a better season 2022-2023. Thank you.